We're here. It's on. We are about to enter week 15 of the NBA fantasy cycle, which means it's like this. It's like maybe this, that was this, and now it's this. Much left before the fantasy playoffs, which means trade deadline is not just lurking in the NBA, but it's maybe lurking in your league. My number one advice right now to every single manager in NBA fantasy basketball is check your league's trade deadline. Don't go operating off the NBA trade deadline. That stuff can get you murdered in your comp. You might be wanting to make that final push, get that one last trade over the line that could get you closer or get you victory. And you could miss your window because, in fact, if your trade doesn't process in many leagues, especially in Yahoo, I know this, if your trade doesn't process before the deadline finishes, you got to get your commissioner to push that through. Otherwise, it'll just go shoo, and it won't exist because it's not done in time. So to help shape our trades, let's do the ranks. We say it's the top 100. I go 10 rounds deep. There's 12 players in a round. We offer it's 120. We're looking at the best 120. Maybe we'll do 108. Maybe we'll go 9 rounds. But still, we're going to look at the top 100 over the last 2 weeks of NBA fantasy basketball to see what juice we can get and trades we can get over the line before your deadline. Welcome back, SGA, to number one in the ranks. Of course, minutes down on Victor Wembanyama, and his inefficiencies always show. He has been exceptional. But with Nikola Jokic out, the heir apparent was Kawhi Leonard for a short time there. But in the last 2 weeks, it has been SGA season left, right, and so number 2, Luka, has been getting to the free throw line, making his free throws. Of course, we can see here that his turnovers are always high, but it is good to see him coming back in after slipping out of first-round value for a short time there. The big one there, though, on only 2 games is Ja Morant. We know he is out for the next period of time. So holders of Ja Morant could probably use this, but before he went down, he was doing really well. Well, he did do really well, but he could be traded. We don't know what shenanigans are going on there. So when we talk about what trade deadlines, like sell high or buy low, if you've got Ja, just sell high on him. See what you can get back. See if you can get a couple of early rounders in. We don't know what becomes of him. Tyrese Maxey still continuing to soar. As I said at the beginning of the season, he would be a first-round player. By end of year, he was one of my guys who said, in the second round, if you're looking for a first-rounder, we get Tyrese Maxey. He has proven me right, and I'm so happy to see him doing so well. And his field goal efficiency can even creep up, and he can get better again. Jamal Murray, 6 games played. We know there was the postponed of the last one there, but the big name here, number 1, is Joel Embiid. He has been the 6th best player. This is repaying every single kindness of every single manager who put him into an IR or an IL spot, who drafted him late. He has been absolutely incredible the last couple of weeks and playing games, and we love to see that. Only 4 games. He was out injured for a few games there. Was Kawhi Leonard still in the first round, with Denny Advia continuing to shine in his 2 games right there, making it number 8. Anthony Edwards at number 9. Again, we see these flashes from Ant-Man here and there, and you could probably use this as a pitch high for a solid first rounder. Maybe you do aim for a Luka. Maybe you do add for an SGA or someone else with Anthony Edwards. I don't think you could just flip one of those 2 guys straight for Ant. But maybe you could get sexy with a Tyrese. Maybe you could get sexy with a Kawhi. Oh, I would do that. Like Ant, yes, he's got the upside and Kawhi's injury risk, and we know it. But look, Kawhi, there's no excuses about it. He has been a top 5 player on the season and absolutely incredible. The big news here is Emmanuel Quickley. He has been incredible. 6 games played. His efficiency. There's only another player called like Wilt Chamberlain. He had a game better than Michael Jordan. Like the guy, incredible. The efficiency rate in his last was absolutely insane and has vaulted him up the rankings to the 10th best player. Darius Garland has been out for a little while. That's based off 2 games. But if you could get in there and buy low on Darius Garland that he is still out off a manager, I say you do. And you could probably get a 60 or an 80-ish player and get him. And I think he has top 50 value for the rest of the season. And rounding out our first round is James Harden. He has been woeful from the field. It is almost He's still doing it everywhere else. There's still 26 points a game. Still getting to the line a heck of a lot for James Harden is like 9.3 attempts a game. But the field goal efficiency could really irk some managers. So let's get some buy low action going on James Harden if we can. Because buy low isn't, oh, but you can't buy low on the 12th player. Yeah, but maybe that person's really frustrated with how he's performing in that. Maybe they're just frustrated with that field goal percentage. And that presents an opportunity for you to maybe get a better deal. Maybe it's not buy low. Maybe it's just like best deal possible for James Harden. But again, rounding out our first round into number 2, look, there's never been sell high more than there is on Jusuf Nurkic right now. I don't know what you could get for him. And this is on crappy free throw percentage, like doghouse, dog water, dog bowl. My dog Dasha, she's asleep on the couch right now. If she has to go to a bowl, she's probably drinking some Jusuf Nurkic free throw percentage right now, because that's not being great. Kevin Durant, I think we're a little bit not giving the guy his flowers. I hope Kevin, I hope you hear this. Someone said the other day, and he goes back like, oh, KD has been insane lately, but he pick up your free throw percentage. Yeah, fair enough. Back down. Of course you could do better. You could hit 100%. Maybe you could go 500. Maybe you could be a 50, like 50, 40, 90 guy, 50 from the field, 40 from 3, 90 from the stripe. If you could do that, KD would be happy. But the disrespect that people had towards Kevin Durant on draft boards, that he wasn't a fringe first-round player, was not warranted. The guy is Kevin Durant. He's KD. He's the easy money sniper. Like, this guy is an all-timer, and he has been showing you that, especially the last 2 weeks. 14th best player. Jaren Jackson Jr. doing well right now. Again, we have a sell-high window for him, but I do think he can maintain value for the rest of the year. Keontae George at 16. I've said it's sell-high for a while now. What are we going to get? 8 games played. He's been doing incredibly well. Let's see what happens there. Victor Wembanyama. Could you buy low? I don't think anyone buys low on him, but you could get a best deal possible on him. Evan Mobley, this has been great for him. A good return to form. The free throws are horrible. If you're in a 3-point percentage league like I am, he needs to stop shooting those. Like, it's just not happening. Like, it's not. I would love to see him move closer to the bucket again and work on the free throws, because if that 680 gets up towards 800, if he can be a better free throw shooter, he can get them in bulk. His value just goes right through the roof. Peyton Watson continues to shine. Of course, we sell high if we can. We put him in a package because it looks really good. Bam Adebayo leading the way for the Miami Heat. This is good. This is fine, but no one is getting you best buy on Bam when he is sitting at 20. Scotty Barnes, sell high. Because I've seen some trades for Scotty Barnes that have been absolutely insane. I've seen Scotty Barnes put in trades lately for guys like Luka, and that is absolutely crazy. Like, they're putting Scotty Barnes with someone else and getting back a Luka, or Scotty Barnes and someone else and an SGA. I've seen a few on Yahoo in the trade trends, and it's made me raise my eyebrows a little bit. Like, oh, people love Barnesy. Oh, look, he got 4 blocks today. And we do love Scotty Barnes. Absolute, incredibly good basketball player. But I think that if we're looking to get that back at the end of the day, if we're looking to get that, retain that value, I absolutely certainly do not think we do it. Larry Markkinen, only 1 game played. Again, it's Larry Markkinen. If you have him, you're going to be frustrated come season, and you're going to be holding on for grim life. Julius Randle at number 6. It's sell high on him. And LeBron James, this is good. Now, I do think this is best buy time, or maybe best sell time. This is where he'll settle, but because he's had a couple of good games lately, the free throw percentage has been up over 800. I think we could get a good value with LeBron, just with the name value alone. But we do have Austin Reeves returning in the next week, and I do think he takes a slight hit upon that as well. Slight regression here for Trey Murphy. He's the 25th best player. He was around 1 player just a week earlier. A little bit of a fall off from him with that field goal percentage in the last week. We can absolutely look to hold him, because we can, unless you can sell high and someone still has him super like on their books, chill your farm. Vucevic, we sell high. Trey Jones, unfortunately out. That is huge for the Chicago Bulls. We haven't seen him back with Giddey. So if you have him and you stash him in IRIL, you could probably put him in a package and be like, oh man, he was really good, but fair enough. Chet Holmgren, this is great. J-Dub out, continue to have value. I say we could sell high because it's Chet. People love Chet. You might be able to get a second round player. You might be able to get someone back like a Trey Murphy or even a LeBron James back in some trades. So you just throw them out there and see what you can get. Really into Onyeka Okongwu in the Atlanta Hawks. He is sell high at 29. Kristaps Porzingis not in the lineup, and we don't know when he'll return, but there are signs that they are looking to trade and make a splash, which could damage his value. Keyshawn George, this is what we wanted at the beginning of the season for him. I even saw him when he was trending down on waiver wires, which was absolutely insane. And only 2 games, Tyler Hero. He has not returned yet. We look to buy low on Tyler Hero if we can, because injured, scared managers who are in trouble of missing out on their playoffs could get burnt there. Paolo Banchero, this is fine. We hold. Najee Marshall continuing to cook. Jimmy Butler, obviously on your waiver wire, out for the rest of the year. Brandon Miller has been playing well in Charlotte, and this is about where he settles. But it's buy a low time. My big one right here is Donovan Mitchell. He has been the 36th best player because he had a couple of really stinkers early in week 14, really dinging his value. He is at 36 right now. And if you were looking to get a first, second round player back right now, he has slipped to the end of the 3rd round in his value, and that is where we can make the most of it. If you want to make the most of your dollars and of your subscriptions, make sure you become a Bleav in Fantasy MVP community member. You'll get access to priority DMs and email responses and exclusive MVP Discord access with all of our experts as well. It's an absolutely thriving community. Make sure you jump into that. Visit BleavInFantasy.com and be part of our thriving, humming community of fantasy basketball lovers and the access to your experts. Look, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been an absolute revelation. I don't know if we sell high. I think we just embrace the journey that is Nor and we make the most of it. Steph Curry, keep on holding. Love that for him. It's almost buy low. 38th player. We know he can be a second rounder. Alperen Şengün, this is what it is. Now, Devin Booker could be out for a short time, up for a week. We could look to buy low on any itchy managers there. Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook things. We never know what we're going to get. You put him in a package, you get something back if you can. But look, it is the Russell Westbrook experience, and he does play on a horrible Sacramento Kings. Jaylen Brown, we continue to ride it out, and we look for news right here. This has been a good run for him. 42nd. People say, oh, he's like a top 20 player. He's not. He's 42nd. And in fact, that's the big narrative around Jaylen Brown. He's never as good as we think that he is, even though he's a very good basketball player. His game is not. You can see it here. He does points elite. He's very good at rebounds, and he's good. And he's good at threes, and he's good at assists. But he's average at steals, average at blocks, average at free throw percentage, and then he's suboptimal, like bad at field goal percentage and turnovers for his position. So when we say that Jaylen Brown's very good, he is. Jaylen Brown is a very good basketball player. And the Celtics have been an absolute pleasure to watch this year, especially without Tatum, figuring out everything. The big quesadilla, Neemias Queta. Like, we've had splashes from Scheinman, we've had splashes from Walsh. Sam Hauser on the rise again. Hugo Gonzalez flying all over the court. Incredible. But when we say he's a top talent, this is why. Amen Thompson, good run for him. Again, never where people drafted him on the day, but a good return to form. Karl Anthony Towns, I still think it's buy low. He can be better than this with all the trade rumors, but I love seeing this from Shaedon Sharpe, 45th player. I don't think it's sell high. I just think if you held, this is a good return right now, whereas Brandon Ingram is exactly the same. Him and Shaedon Sharpe falling around the same way on draft areas. Giannis Antetokounmpo, here's some advice. And people ask me, like, what do you do when you get injured guys like this and you put them in IR or RIL? Are you in control in your league? Yes, you are? Great. Here's the thing you might want to do if you're not a Giannis owner. If you're in control, if you're in the box seat in your league and it's a win by win and you know you can make your playoffs, who's the manager with Giannis? Are they going to make the playoffs? Are they scared? Could you put together a couple of decent players and be, look, you need bodies. I will give you a couple of bodies right now. And then you go and get Giannis. Because I think it's a play that you can make right now because of the length of that injury. 4 to 6 weeks, and then maybe a slow ramp off for him. But that puts you right possibly at the end of the season or fantasy playoff time. Could you stash him? Like, if it's, we just need that length and severity of the injury to be clarified. And that's what I would do if I'm a manager in control. If I'm in the driver's seat of a league and I can make that adjustment, I would do it because I'm in a good position. And if I could send two guys to get Giannis back, I can open up a streaming spot. And do I have anyone in IR, IL? No, great. I can stream those two spots. If I've got 5 ads, I can make it the best ad available and use a stream spot and have Giannis on my IR and IL spot. If that other owner has to, that other manager has to, if that manager has to make a move, they'll be very open to that. And that's where we can glean this advantage from. So we're looking to do things like that, especially in the push to the playoffs. We've got De'Aaron Fox at 48 right there, and a big one right here, Jock Landale. Now, it's been crazy for Jock. He was dropped and picked up. I know I dropped him in 2 leagues. Why? Well, because Edie was coming back, was announced, and Ja Morant was coming back, and he was shelved again. And then Ja's now out, and the Jock Landale experience is in full effect, and we love that. Pick him up if he's available at any of your leagues. Con Knipple, absolutely incredible burner, 50th best player. We love seeing that from the Rook, and he is flying high and on target for Rookie of the Year. Robert Williams, we continue to pick him up whenever we can on back-to-back. Sam Hauser flying. Go and grab Sam Hauser in your leagues. Mayes Cater, excellent for him. I don't think you sell high. You hold him. He's like your Zubac of this year, like your center that you drafted late that you're just getting big returns on. Jaden McDaniels, finding that end of season form we love for him. Max Christie, you go out and you pick that guy up on your waiver wire right now. I know he was questionable for the last game, but again, he put the end of season surge in for the Mavericks last year, and he is looking poised to do the same again this year after a start, which just saw him perpetually on your waiver wires. Andrew Nemhard, finally, as well, for a lot of owners here, he was on waiver wires after being injured. He is starting to return great returns for his owners right now. And Jalen Duren continuing to be a revelation at 57. Kobe White, again, I think you can sell high on Kobe White. I think 58 is where we see him. And there are the talks of him going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, if that does happen, if he does go to the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think he does have a bit of a value ding somewhat. I think he and Anthony Edwards are very similar in that way that they need the ball to create their offense, but he could get a bit of a boost playmaking-wise there and maybe efficiency-wise. I just do think his usage takes a dip. Desmond Bain, being fair, Miles Turner, 60th, that's what he is, and that rounds out that round. Pascal Siakam, I still say it's by a low. He can be better, but I do start to worry that he gets shut down in Indiana. LaMelo Ball, his field goal percentage, if it ever can turn around, has been in the absolute gutter. The Hornets are a very good team to watch on NBA League Pass. They're a lot of fun, but this bloke's decision-making processes are basically like he's a teenager who's having his first round of drinks at a pub. He doesn't know how to handle himself. And you can see it with some of the shots that he jacks up. It's insane because he believes he can make anything happen. Say hello to Mr. Wendell Carter Jr., undrafted in many leagues, picked up on waiver wires, 63rd. And if this guy can put it together with his field goal percentage, he would be a top 50 talent all the way. Grayson Allen, field goal percentage down. He is not a sell high. He is one you ride out because where you drafted him, he will not get that return. And Colin Gillespie, let's stay tuned for this one because we know that questionable was I'm even forgetting his name because he's barely played. Jalen on the Phoenix Suns was about to make his return, and Gillespie was going to take a minute step for Jalen Green. Now, that didn't happen. He was questionable to play. He didn't play, and we're still seeing a big rise from Colin Gillespie, but we look to pivot there. Michael Porter Jr. has regressed incredibly, and we do know that he is on one team called the Brooklyn Nets and plan on taking hard. So we continue to sell as high as we can get. If we can get a top 50 player back for MPJ, we do so. Malik Monk has had an absolute resurgence. It's like the Kings are showcasing him as absolute trade bait. So we sell high on him or we pick him up on our waiver wires and we absolutely ride the lightning experience that is Malik Monk. Rudy Gobert is fine. Domantas Sabonis still making his way back from injury, but he had an absolute corker the other day. Dante DiVincenzo, now his field goal percentage has been down as of late. It has been down all year. but he's still the 70th best player. And this is what I said at the beginning of the year when I was picking up Dante outside the top 100. This is what he could do. The points aren't even great, but the threes are great. The assists are great. The steals are there. And the turnovers are fair. But Dante DiVincenzo can be better again. I would actually just send some offers out there for him, maybe a fringe 100th player. And if you can get Dante back, I think it's just one of those little fringe moves you can make that can help you win a league, because I think he can be better again. I think he can rise up these ranks, and I think it starts with his field goal percentage. And if you're taking field goal percentage anyway, he gets more of a boost for you. So let's keep our eyes on him. Sadiq Bey, waiver wire hero from this year for New Orleans. And Moses Moody has been an excellent add, especially in the wake of the Jimmy Butler injury. We pick him up where we can. Jordan Miller continues to shine. Another great game for him today for the Los Angeles Clippers. We pick him up, where Jalen Johnson has been down for the last couple of weeks at 74. This is almost your buy low on Jalen Johnson, though he did have an excellent week 14 in fantasy, but you could probably get back something for him now, and you can put in a couple of pepper trade offers, because there was a while there when he was first round value, you would not stand a chance. Jalen Tyson, again, we looked for the waiver wire for him with Sam Merrill being out last week. Merrill's questionable to play on Monday, and if he does, I still think we still see some good value from Jalen Tyson. Nicholas Claxton continues to do fine. He would be in and out. Dylan Cardwell, the rook. Now, he has been getting more minutes right now, and Renaud seems out of the lineup. We can pick him up quite easily. And Mattis Buzelis, after being dropped at waiver wires to begin the year, has started to have a resurgence in Chicago. Make sure you have, if you're trading him, I don't think you trade high or low, but I do think Podziemski right now is the ad that we want to keep our eyes on. I know he still hasn't been added in some leagues in Yahoo. I was surprised, but we give him a shot. And right now, the one to add is Bub Carrington. Now, again, if you're punting field goal percentage, he does get a boost, but Bub Carrington at 80, it's top 100 season for Bub, and Trae Young's not back until after the All-Star break. So get your chub for Bub, throw him into a package, and make a move on this one. Colin Murray-Boyle's in and out of lineups, obviously with the thumb issue. We look to see his updates as we go. And Cedric Coward getting more and more off the leash for Memphis, and we love that. They have a good schedule in the week ahead in week 15. We make sure I think we could sell high on him. A couple of rookies, we could put him in a package and get ourselves a really nice piece back, especially selling his increased usage. So I think we could sell high on Cedric Coward. Peyton Pritchard has been better lately, but still not what we wanted on draft day. I think he settles about here. And Justin Champagny, check your waiver wires. This guy's a waiver wire hero. I see him as top 100 for the rest of the season, and right now 84th. So check your waiver wires. People pick him up. They use him for a back-to-back set or a game, and they drop him again. I do think he makes a decent enough push for you. Making our way down to 85th right now, Jay Huff has seen improvements lately after falling down earlier in the season, the rankings, making himself back to the top 100. And Bryce Sensabaugh on the rise, especially in the wake of no Lowry Markkanen in his absences and Keontae George's absences in Utah. We love that from Sensabaugh. Check your wires for him. I know he was dropped last week with missing a game. Look to do that there. Derek White's efficiency is still in the dog water. It's right there. It's right in what my dog drinks. He is sub 300, and he is still a top 100 player. That shows you how good this guy is. And it's directly correlated to his 3 points and 3-point made and his points. Now, we always love the steals and out of position and blocks this guy could give us as a guard. Amazing. And he's putting a lot of threes up. Now, if he makes 2 more threes a game and that goes to 3.2 and his points go to 16.8 and that field goal percentage increases to 340, he shoots up the rankings about 20 spots. So this is a buy low on Derek White. This is like the James Harden effect. Are you frustrated with bad field goal percentage? Yes, people get that because they lose that and they think, oh, I can do so much better there. Oh, if I, and then it translates to lack of points and lack of threes. And those managers can get really itchy, especially at this time of year. And that's where we can make our move. So I would still look to buy low on Derek White. Cam Spencer still doing great thing on waiver wise as well for Memphis, whereas Zion Williamson has dropped off. I would tend to some offers out there. Zion has the name, but not as much as he used to. I would actually try and buy low on Zion because I think he can be better than the 89th best player. Jalen Smith has been a waiver wire hero. I think we can pick him up and absolutely do so. And I do see it's buy low on Jarrett Allen. I still think he is very valuable. His field goal percentage is great. His free throw percentage has been up the last couple of weeks here. His rebounds down slightly and the blocks have been fair. but I think someone could probably easily get rid of him. And I think he could be a complement to a team maybe that is punting something like field goal percentage and be a really nice big man in the middle for you. Tara Eason, since coming back from injury, could be a lot better right there. He has been woven from the free throw line. You can see the zeros there. Red Clang. The last couple of weeks, he can make a push up the top 100. I think we could buy a low on Tara Eason. Clay Thompson making his way back into the top 100 for the last couple of weeks. That's been great. And Aaron Wiggins, we love to see this from Wiggo. He's played 5 games. He's possible to turn into the lineups. In the absence of Jalen Williams for the next couple of weeks, he will continue to be the starter, I do believe. We can look to our wire and pick him up. I think it's buy low on Zach LaVine at 95. We've seen him. He's not doing great, but I think he could be better on a better team. And I would be looking to put in some offers for Zach LaVine at the 95th best player. Mark Williams takes out this last round, 96. I think it's buy low on him. I think the points can be better. I think everything else is fine. And the free throw percentage, it is where it is. But I do think the points could go up and his minutes a game. They're only at 24 right now. And I think we could see them ramp up possibly to 26, 27 with a couple more minutes in lineups. I think Mark Williams can be a lot better as well. Kicking us over into the top 100 is fellow San Cremento King, DeMar DeRozan. He can be a lot better than 97th. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, he was surging up around the top 60, and now he's dropped down to 97 on a woeful Sacramento Kings. I think we can make a move and pick him up. We do, because if he goes anywhere, he can be returning value and his efficiency can increase as well. Nas Reed here at 98 is fine. Andrew Wiggins in Miami is what it is. AJ Mitchell, he has not been playing. We look to, I think he is a league winner this year. I think AJ Mitchell is one of those guys that you just love to have on your team. And I love that for him. I would buy low on him if he misses another couple of games and see what you can get back for him. Julian Champagne, OG Anunoby. This is prime buy low on OG Anunoby, the 102nd best player. For someone who is a top 50 player easily on the season, we can do that. Bobby Portis, if you were an owner of Bobby Portis, you are very happy right now because Giannis out. He will continue to get a lot of minutes and post big numbers. We've seen it in the past for him. Zubac in at 104. Ayo Dosunmu coming back in. I think he is a name that we can watch around the trade deadline because if Kobe White goes out, I think we see a big bump for Ayo Dosunmu. Donovan Clingan, I think it's buy low. I think he can be better again than this. And again, you get a best buy for him because I think he is a top 75, top 80 player on the season. Al Horford, we do not buy into that hype because it is Al Horford and he is on your waiver wire. Whereas in Ryan Rollins, I look to this right now, and I think we can absolutely get a good return back. Why? We have no Kevin Porter Jr. for the next time. We have no Giannis for the very, very short time, and that gives us an opportunity, and that gets you over the 100. Couple of names. Look, let me share a couple of names. Let me share a couple of the ones that really caught my eye when I was looking through the list earlier on, and our big rankings of players. Guys who've fallen down. VJ Edgecombe is the 112th best player, but people love VJ. So I think you can sell high on VJ Edgecombe. People love the counting stats, like field goal, they love points, and they love that. In the next big game that he has, I say you can absolutely sell high on VJ Edgecombe. Buy low on Josh Giddey. He's ramping up on his minutes in the return 5-game week for the Chicago Bulls. I think you could put a couple of offers out there and see what you could get. Cade Cunningham. This is a big one as well. We know he was injured. He's come back. He had a much stronger game today after a bad game. 119th the last couple of weeks. That is a massive, massive fall off. I think we can look also for Alex Sarr. He has been 125. I think this is buy low right now because he can be better. And I also happen to think that Mikal Bridges and the New York Knicks with their schedule the next few weeks for us, it's beneficial in fantasy, the New York Knicks schedule. So I would like to bring in a Knicks player to get max games over the next few weeks. His efficiency, I think all this talk of unhappy players in New York is just really creating a bit of a vibe in there that's not being conducive to their on-court play because he started off as a top 30 player on the season and now he is not. And the truth is this, he's not a top 30 player. He's not the 130th best player. The truth is probably somewhere between those two concepts. And if I could get a buy low on Mikal Bridges, I absolutely would be. And Norm Powell as well. He is down the list, as you can see down there. Norm Powell has slipped into the 130s, and he can be a lot better. Now, I know that we've had absences from Tyler Hero lately, but I do think Norman Powell can be better. You don't need to be better. You're amazing. because you're on Bleav and you've liked and subscribed, and you've liked and subscribed to me. I'm Matty G, right there at NBA G Wiz. This is Bleav in Fantasy. Take care. Be well. We'll see you soon.